Hello and welcome everybody to Today in Space Live. We're here for Starship Flight 10. I can't believe it's finally here. I wish I could be there in person, but alas, things out of my control, as well as the squeaky microphone stand, are in my way. And that's okay, because that means we get to hang out here in the chat. So the broadcast got pushed about 13 minutes. So we're just waiting for the Starship broadcast to start. That's what we have over here. And yeah, thanks for joining us. If you're here, let us know in the chat. Say hi if it's your first time. You know, come say hello. If it's your first time, don't forget to follow us. That's where you can find us online. That's pretty much where we stream. So TikTok and YouTube at Today in Space, X and Instagram at Today in Space Pod, and over on X at El Greco. So looks like we got 22 people over on X. We've got one on YouTube. LinkedIn is working for the first time, but I have no clue how well. We'll see how that goes. It looks like my frame rate's not stable, but this is all done through Starlink. So we're now just over a week of having Starlink here for internet. I'm putting a video together, basically my first week with it, what I learned, the unboxing, and how we're going to actually set it up so that we have a nice clear opening in the tree line to get consistent internet. But I will say, boy, it's a lot faster than what I have. Did I lose connection for about 10 minutes because of an insane thunderstorm that happened right after I installed it? Yes, but it was still and continues to be extremely fast. So I'm excited to put that video out. That will be up on our YouTube channel. That's over at Today in Space. And Starship Flight 10. So what's really fascinating about Starship Flight 10, not that this is the 10th flight of Starship's whole development, not that it's the 4th flight attempt of this year, which is insane, especially since it hasn't been around for that long. And more importantly, though, with all the chaos that's happening with the funding to NASA and the personnel that have been lost recently, Starship is the main piece to get the Artemis program off the ground. And so, in a lot of ways, Starship Flight 10 is a really critical point, whether it's this flight or Flight 11. These two flights are going to be very, very important, I think, in the history, the future history, the fate of the future of the U.S. space flight program here right now. We've experienced over a decade of extreme, amazing progress in space, and we've been following it this whole time. And, you know, a decade earlier, to talk about having a Starship in the first place, just didn't really seem possible. We had retired the shuttle. The NASA didn't really have a vision and had changed their mind every, handoff of the presidency. They would have a new plan for NASA since the space shuttle was in its elder years. And so to think how far we came in those 10 years, and to think that at this point, so much hinges on Starship and them getting this right. And I want to completely give huge shout outs to all the people that work on Starship, that work double shifts, that work for, different parts of the SpaceX business. Maybe they're on Falcon 9 and then they spend other time coming in for Starship for recovery operations, whatever it might be. There are so many people on the ground that are hands-on on this and that have been working day and night to keep up with the schedule that Elon has put forward. So Flight 10 is a real testament to what a dedicated workforce of people that are looking for something greater, right? Like I went to school for aerospace engineering. I'm in a lot of boat. I'm in the same boat as a lot of the people that are working on this. You know, having, I mean, even a decade ago, it was very, very valuable to work at a place like SpaceX because the amount of time it would take you to go from being a like engineer working on a space project to the thing you're working on is in space, you're actually doing a space mission, was, and it still continues to be, a very long time before anything you work on would ever get to space. And that was if it got to space. So now we live in an age where not only does SpaceX launch payloads to orbit with the Falcon 9 at a higher rate than the rest of the US, it also is a major reason why on the world stage we as America are still in the lead in space travel. You know, if SpaceX didn't exist, China would have a very, very, very large lead. And I think the competition is good. I think ultimately the last space race, the competition was good. The setting wasn't, right? Cold War. But I don't think we have a great setting right now. So it kind of matches. It kind of matches. So to think that that whole decade happened, that Starship was being built in that time, and now we've reached this point where NASA could be slashed by half, right? It already has lost workforce. And so the NASA Artemis program, I mean, they're going to be using the same plan. They're not going to do a new plan because it's going to cost more money. So this is where we're at. This is where we're at. NASA Artemis and Starship are interlinked. Now, can Starship survive if for some reason the Artemis program is cut? I hope not. But if it is, yeah, I mean, Starship could continue. But ideally, the best case scenario that we're looking for here is that Flight 10 goes well. They're able to finally finish that launch profile that they were doing. All right, let me show you on my Starship rocket pen here. So, you know, the last flight, they were able to launch the booster, which was a reused booster. That's a huge, huge deal. They had Starship separation, but they had methane issues in the nose cone of ship. That caused failures. And there was also a fuel exchanger that failed to do what it was supposed to. So, and I believe that was on the booster, but I'll pull up that report in a second here because we got time and we can go through it. But they're looking to get both booster launched and either soft touchdown on the water. I haven't looked up the profile yet. I think it's every ship and booster, the two of them are going to land in the ocean, I believe. But either way, they're looking for a soft touchdown. If they can get both of those to orbit and then to touchdown wherever they're touching down, then this will be a great test. If they can complete that and then move on to their next iteration of Starship, which they were showing out online, I think this last week, then we could see some really amazing stuff with Flight 11 and see how much farther they're pushing it, and just to see Starship in orbit, right? Because the next technological hurdle for Starship, once they get to orbit, is to refuel itself in orbit, right? Because if it's going to the moon or to Mars, there needs to be a refuel done. And so that way the ship in orbit has all of its fuel capacity. And that's going to take practice. Before then we put NASA astronauts on board to touch down on the moon, right? So all of that needs to happen. So Flight 10 and then subsequently Flight 11 are massively important for the next stages here. And I'll pause here to say welcome. If you're in the chat, please say hello, especially if you're new. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're an OG, definitely say hi. But I just want to make sure that we're still up and running. I'm seeing stuff freak out on my side panel here, and so I don't even know if some of these are getting out there. So what I'm going to do is put the music back on, and we're going to hang out. But again, thank you for joining us. Folks, if you're with us and you're hanging, thank you. We are going through changing of the Starlinks on our end. Hopefully that speed picks up. Oh, that's a little bit better. But we're just waiting for SpaceX, folks. 65 people over on X. Thank you for joining us, even if you're a bot. You're here. Just fine here on X. Stream sounds good. Looks good. Y'all are getting the best. Sound check though. Guys, let me know that you can hear me. If you're in the chat, thumbs up. Yes. No. That's fine too. We got 78 people over on X, 5 over on YouTube. Getting no data back from LinkedIn. But if you're there, leave us a message. That's how I'll know you're here. Awesome. Thank you, Thomas. Glad you're here. hesitant to move. I have another screen set up where I could rant for a little bit, but I'm afraid to rant because they are running a little late. I don't want to miss it. But let's check. Let's make sure there's been no updates here. So I use next Space Flight. Well, you're welcome. I use... Oh, dang. Starship got scrubbed. Dang. Is that true? Shoot. Alright, I'm double checking. We may have a scrub here, folks. Well, SpaceX has been posting this on their website now. They did a really big website update. And they actually have the launch dates on their website. Let me just double check. Next spaceflight is reporting a scrub, but oh, yep, they just reset the clock on the website. So, upcoming launches in 12 hours? Is that what they're doing? They're pushing 12 hours. Alright, so tomorrow morning. Alright, folks, let's find this info and then we can hang if you guys got questions or if you wanna chat, but looks like I'm seeing 12 hours. I don't think that's coming back up. Let's do this. Yeah, whatever. Ah. If John Krause says it's scrubbed, it's scrubbed. Alright. So, there's an issue with the ground systems, apparently. So, folks, thank you for joining us, but we got a scrub here. John Krause reporting it here. Yes, 12 hours, Thomas. We will be here. So it looks like, I just want to make sure I get the right time before we get out of here, folks. Okay, there's the scrub announcement. Where's the other? Come on. Well, I guess it's reporting 12 hours from now. So all right, sounds good, Thomas. I do just want to confirm. Let's put it this way. If it was 12 hours from the launch time, the launch window, that was 7:45. So that would put us at 7:45 a.m. Eastern Time, 6:45 Central Time, a.m. So it sounds like we'll be seeing y'all tomorrow morning. So thank you, Thomas. Thank you, everyone who showed up here on X. Damn, 110 people. YouTube, I saw 5 at one point. Thank you all so much for joining us. And on LinkedIn, if this worked, great. If not, we'll see what came out of it tomorrow. And if we're good to go in the launch in the morning, we will be here with a cup of coffee. You bring yours, and we'll see you next time